Today we are on the Parts and Service tab, and we're going into the Technician Scheduler. Now, with most calendars, at the top you'll see where you can change your view. You can view as a month per technician or for all techs. You can view as a week per technician or all techs. Or as in myself, I'm just viewing the day. So I'm looking at today, Friday, June 3rd. Thank goodness it's Friday. And I want to point out the items listed in color at the top of the calendar. So I'm going to refer to the calendar as the grid or the calendar grid. And the color items at the top I will refer to as the tech clipboard. So for instance, James Bond has nothing assigned to him today on his clipboard. I see Phoebe has 2 items assigned to her clipboard, along with John Tech and John Wick. They both have 2 jobs already assigned to their clipboard. It's very important to remember the color blocks at the top are known as the tech's clipboard. So when you are working in a repair order, if you assign the technician directly from a repair order, that job will automatically show in the tech clipboard. And that's up at the top of the calendar grid. I also want to point out repair job number 10527. 10527 repair number 1, which is a broken step, was assigned to Phoebe. 10527 repair order 1 was also assigned to John Tech. So you can have multiple techs assigned to the same job. Now, let's just mention if, for instance, James Bond is not here today. So he's off on vacation, let's say. On the left side panel under Technicians, you'll see that the techs that are displaying have a check mark next to their name. I'm going to remove the check mark next to James Bond's name, and you'll see he is no longer listed. So if you have someone that is on vacation or off for the day, you can remove them by removing the check mark next to their name. If you need to add someone, you would then just open their tech clipboard up by clicking that radio box. So I have now opened the clipboard for Luke Skywalker. Now, take a look at Luke. He has been assigned repair order 10424, both jobs 1 and 2. So he will be working on repairing a skylight and floor damage on the same repair order 10424, jobs 1 and job 2. And then to point out job number 10356, job number 1 was assigned to Phoebe. 10356 repair order job 2 was assigned to Luke Skywalker. So you may have multiple jobs, as we learned, within one repair order, but have different techs assigned to those individual jobs. All right, let's talk about assigning the jobs to the techs within the tech scheduler. So at the lower left corner, you'll see you'll have the option to go to unassigned repairs. Now, please notice that each of these repairs have a plus symbol to the left of the wrench. And if you click on those plus symbols, it will open up the repair order. and displaying the multiple jobs within those repair orders. So for instance, repair order 10428 has 3 repair jobs within that one repair order. Most of these just have one, but again, as you click on the plus symbol, you'll open up and see how many repair orders are within that specific repair order. Now, if you do not assign a job to a tech within the repair order itself, you can assign it here on the tech scheduler. And you'll do so by simply doing a click, hold, and drag function from the left side panel onto the tech's clipboard, as I've just done with number 10654. All right, let's see if we can work with these 3, 10428. Again, if I take this specific job, click, hold, and drag it, and drop it onto the text clipboard, I have now assigned John Tech repair order 10428, repair number 1. So he is assigned to job number 1 on 10428. I can take job 2 from that same repair order, click, hold, and drag it, and drop it onto another tech's clipboard. So when the techs come in for the day, they see what's assigned to them by looking at the clipboard at the top of the calendar grid. Now this is very important as we proceed forward, as the technicians begin to start working on these jobs. So at this time, please notice each of these jobs have a little clock on them. Okay, and we'll come back to that shortly. So let's say that Luke comes in today and he is ready to work on the broken step. Repair order 10527, repair job number 1. So what Luke will do is double click. When he does that, he will have another window that will populate with some specific detail, and he can go in and modify some of these things. So let's see what's here. We've got his name, the repair order number, the customer's name. If the unit information is not there, he could advise his manager, and the manager can go in and override some of these details. Okay, now we can also choose the status of this particular job. Remember, the overall status of an RO is different from each job status. So this is specific to this job, repair number 1 on repair order 10527. So currently it's on his clipboard. And we can choose other options here, like waiting on approval, waiting on the customer, or what we are about to start is work in progress. Now, whether he chooses this or not, it's automatically going to make the selection work in progress once he clicks on the start button. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start this job. And notice that it has today's date and it changed the time to the time currently. I'm going to go ahead and save. And please notice it is now on the calendar grid. As you hover over it, it does give some detail, or you can double click on it to open up to make specific notes. So what we suggest is that when your techs are adding notes to the problem, cause, and solution fields, that they separate their comments with either using a slash or a dash. That way you will see what was originally placed by the service writer versus what the tech has entered in after the slash or a dash. Now you can work with it however your dealership chooses to do so. That's just a recommendation from EverLogic. Okay, I'm going to leave that as such and save it for now. Now I do want to mention, as a manager, you can make adjustments. So if this needed to be adjusted within the grid, you can actually get a double-edged arrow and click, hold, and drag it to make it 220 to 430. You'll notice in the pop-up as I hover over the time. Or I can get that double-edged arrow and minimize or make it smaller, as you can see as you hover over the times here. I want to make some adjustments here as a manager. I'm going to say Luke forgot to start this job when he came in today. We're going to start it at 12:20. So as a manager, I'm coming in and I'm making this adjustment for him, and I'm going to go ahead and save my changes. So you see now how that specific job segment has moved to the correct time on the calendar grid. All right, let's go ahead and say that Phoebe came in today. She started working on repair order 1. I'm going to indicate here that she started working on this at 1 o'clock so I can show you how the timing will be tracked. In fact, let's say that Phoebe is still working on this. We'll save that for now. And so again, just to point out the little clock here, these are currently in progress. All right, let's say that it's time for Luke to go on a break or lunch, or maybe he needs to leave early today. Okay, let's take each one of these as an example. So he's going to double click, open up his time, and then he will click on the stop button to take his break or lunch or leave for the day. So it's going to stop him at the current time. I'm going to click save, and you'll see how that adjusted the timeline on his calendar grid. Now, if Luke leaves for the day, he can leave this job open in progress and finish it tomorrow when he comes in from the calendar. All he would do is open it back up and start working on it again by clicking the start button. Let's say that Phoebe is done with her job. She'll double click to open up this window, and from this window there is a button here, Technician's Work Completed. So I'm going to click that button, and please notice now there is a red check mark on top of the clock indicating that this job is complete and has been closed out. You'll now see a red check mark on the clock indicating that this particular job has been completed. That is the text scheduler. Simple as that to use in EverLogic. Now, I do want to point out at the top, you would click save if you wanted to save what you have. And there is also a refresh button. So in case you do make changes throughout the day, you can click on the refresh button. And there's also a print key. So in case you do want to print this for your text. Okay. We're going to go ahead and close the text scheduler. And while I'm in EverLogic, I am going to go ahead and show you some of the reports that are available here.